What's up guys, Liquid Hbox here, coming to you with a video about what's probably an issue that's been plaguing everyone recently on Twitch, which is of course the copyright notices given by Twitch on previous content, mainly clips, VODs, that have been using copyright protected music. Now, the long and short of it, I made a tweet of this earlier, but the long and short of it is that since the get-go, the rule sort of was that similar to YouTube, you weren't supposed to be using copyright protected music in your content. But the issue was there was a sort of gray area between content and live streams. A lot of the times recently, if you check your VODs on Twitch, you'd have portions of your VODs muted if they use music, which to me was a pretty fair compromise because, you know, those VODs were stored as content for your channel. When it came to a live stream itself, to me, it kind of marred the designation of what was actual content and what wasn't, because if you listen to it live, then you can't listen to it again. Does it really count? Does it really, considered redistribution, whether or not you're a radio station or not? There was a lot of these sort of questions that weren't really clarified, but it seems that recently now the Recording Industry Association of America, the RIAA, we're taking down a lot of clips of old live broadcasts, but not just taking them down, also setting people strikes on their account. And with enough of these strikes, you would actually have your account taken down. So if you got 3 of those, you get permabanned from Twitch. And that's scary. For someone like me, that's very, very scary. Now, why is that the case? Well, if you've seen my channel at all recently in the past, I don't know, year, especially the Isolation and Chill series that I began when quarantine started, a lot of my content involves me doing runs in these online tournaments, and I sort of, take music requests and sort of listen to songs to pump me up through these runs. I actually turn off the in-game music and listen to, really funny or really great tracks from animes or canned heat or 80s jams or synthwave or whatever it is that people might request to hear. That's sort of been my content for a while now, and it's been really a content that a lot of people enjoy. But here's the issue that I've always or not always, but I guess here's the issue I'm currently having with this, because this is sort of a new issue, the fact that they're being way more strict on this. Why is the RIAA really doing this in the first place? To me, it's a question of, we want to make sure you guys don't profit off of these artists without our permission, which I totally understand. That's fine. You shouldn't just, be able to post, a video of you just jamming out or you playing the songs and getting a bunch of ad revenue for someone else's work. That part I agree with. The part I don't really agree with is sort of the live aspect to all this, right? It's not just the music that we're broadcasting to people. It's the music setting a mood, or us pumping up to it, or me talking over it, or me performing, or me using that music sort of to accentuate my stream. And a lot of the times that I've done that, people have actually discovered new artists through these streams, become fans of them, and even, add them on streaming services, which I thought was pretty good. The music I get requested on my stream is anywhere from, big hit wonders like, top rappers, I don't know, Kanye, Drake, to even indie artists who have not too much, playtime, to even people offering to show their original music on my stream, and then them getting new fans as a result. Of course, there's a lot of different subcategories on what might or may not be considered copyrighted, depending on how big you are, depending on what label you're on. But for me, I have never seen the idea of playing music on the stream as sort of you stealing someone else's content. Because it's not. If you want to listen to their song and just their song, you'd buy their album, or you'd go on Spotify or Apple Music or Google Play, whatever you use. If you want to just listen to music, then there's many ways to do that, and you pay, $10 a month to do so. And with streaming services, being as simple and convenient and, as easy to use as they are, streaming services were basically the reason that, pirating music is no longer a thing. Back in the day, people would have to, to get around the whole buying CDs and going through this and that. You had sites like Kazaa and LimeWire and BearShare and all these ways to, illegally get music in high quality, which, obviously the record labels got really angry at. But, instead of going painstakingly and taking all those down one by one and dealing with all the new weeds that popped up, instead, streaming services came about, and it was so convenient that it was just worth the people to pay $10 a month or $15 a month to use. So to me, that was a great solution. Now, I think there's not a real comparison on what you can do with streaming right here. Like, if I go right now live on Twitter Live and I'm just streaming myself cooking, right? I'm just streaming myself cooking a quesadilla, and I have David Bowie playing in the background or whatever, or on my stream. And then if I get a copyright strike for that, is that really, like, are we just not allowed to play any royalty or any DCMA protected music in any live broadcast ever again? Is it just on Twitch clips specifically for streamers at all? Or is this going to be a more widespread thing? Because I'm going to tell you, music has become so rooted and so commonplace in so many of our lives and so many of the hobbies that we do, whether it's indoor streaming, whether it's outdoor doing sports, that it's hard to avoid the music sometimes. But what is the harm? What is actually the harm to these artists for having your songs being played on a streamer's stream? If I'm fans of someone, what is the harm of me playing your music on there? If anything, I think it does more good than harm. My argument's always been the fact that if most of your revenue is from Spotify streams, and if you're already on these deals with record labels and you want to have more traffic, you want to have more people listening to your music, you know how many times I've had people listen to a song on my stream and they're saying, HBox, where's that song? It's so good. It's so good. And I tell them, oh yeah, it's this really, small indie artist that I love. And then all of a sudden they get more influx because of people hearing it from my stream. I've been on other streams myself too, where I hear a really cool song, and I'm like, what is this? This is really good. Like, I heard Kamasi Washington for the first time on, I believe, Ginger's stream. He's a Melee streamer, Falco player, and I heard it, and next thing I know, I bought his vinyl just last week because I became a fan of it. Now, I'm just one of many cases, but you can't tell me that isn't going to be something that many other people end up doing, even if it's just adding one more stream click to the revenue on Spotify. Of course, on Spotify, the big names get a tons of money off there, but I believe it's like, what, $0.006 per stream or something like that. So obviously you need to have a lot of traffic there to make good money off of streaming services. But if streaming services are one of the main ways for artists to make music nowadays, wouldn't you want more people exposed to it? I know, maybe I'm not seeing all the the lefts and rights here. It's just like it's more, it does more harm than good in my opinion. So I don't know if there's any people who are familiar or maybe working for the RIAA watching this. I would say, obviously it's good to protect your music. It's good to, want to have people pay for music and people pay for content that other people create. But in my opinion, as my own creator, when I see my content in other streams, when I see my highlights and other, highlight reels, things like that, if it's a person ripping my entire streams and putting it as their own stuff, yeah, fuck that. That's horrible. But when it's just someone taking a good highlight, the way I take a nice highlight of a song, a high part of a song, to accentuate content, and people are like, wow, that looks really fun, I want to go watch Hungrybox's stream, then that's dope. If someone posts a clip of my stream on Twitter, and it gets retweeted a lot, and people start watching my stream more as a result, which, by the way, has happened, then that's really good for me. In the same way, if I'm highlighting your music, if I'm playing a really, really good song on my stream and I like it a lot, people get used to it and they say, wow, I just want to hear this album for what it is because it sounds really good. Shouldn't that be comparable in any sense at all? Anyway, I just think, I don't know. That's just my take on it. I use a lot of music on my streams. I love listening to it. I love getting requests from people. And it's, I don't know. I want there to be a more harmonious way that's happening. Maybe if there's a way, like a not extremely expensive way that streamers can pay for some sort of license that allows them to have some pop music available to them that can play on their stream. I just think that needs to change a little bit. And I think it's just been this sort of thing that's been swept under the rug for a really long time. But Twitch streamers now getting this notification out of nowhere with no warning, or I guess when they signed up for Twitch, they knew that they weren't supposed to. But to just get their channel completely stricken down like that is scary. You know, a lot of people make their living off of Twitch now. I have to go and sort of delete all my old clips to have music in them, and I have to go make sure that I never play another royalty-free song again because Twitch is my main source of income. So I gotta sort of walk on eggshells. But long story short, I personally don't get it, and I don't think all the facts are being discussed here on why this is necessarily a bad thing. And for all the people who are, you know, creators and musicians who are in small bands or smaller groups, or you're sort of trying to get your name out there as a musician, of course, you want to be paid for your work, you want to be paid for what you do, but what harm is there in having 2,000 more people suddenly know who you are? Isn't that the point? Isn't promotion for free in any sense what you really want? You want to make sure people know you so they can buy your merch, so they can go to your shows, so they can listen to you on streaming services, so you can make all the money you should be able to make and deserve to make as a musician. And streamers listening to your stuff on their big popular streams, I'm just one of many streamers now, I'm nowhere near the top, but with my, you know, channel growing, it excites me when I hear a really good song on there, and hell, I become a damn fan of the stuff. I've bought multiple vinyl now, and I've listened to multiple albums on streaming services for the sole reason that people have requested it on my stream, and now I'm a fan. Shit, I'll probably go see your show when I'm in LA next time, you know? So, the Midnight sing that song Memories from LA. I mean, that's one of my favorite songs now. So if they pop up now, yeah, I'm gonna spend $50 on a ticket to go see you, and that's $50 you wouldn't have made if no one had ever told me about the damn song in the first place. A lot of music getting out there is word of mouth. A lot of it is someone telling, hey, have you heard of this band? So me telling 1,000 or 2,000 viewers, hey, have you heard of this band, or let's listen to this, should be, if not one of the best ways to get music out there, because it's real, it's honest, and it's personal. And personally, I don't agree with this, and I really hope there's a way to fix it. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you think I'm completely unhinged here. I just want to know, and I want to, you know, sort of hear you guys what you think is fair with this, and what you think the future will hold for us. And again, if you're a Twitch streamer watching this, I would delete your clips soon. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.